Hey, Jim here from K2 Concepts, shooting a follow-up video to our motor installation. There were a couple of questions the guys shot me through emails and stuff I wanted to address real quick. One of the things that we forgot to mention, or I said it wrong, was that the intake and output of the centrifugal pump, the actual intake is 1.25 inches, not 1.5 inches. And the discharge is 1 inch. So just so you guys know what you're getting into. You will need some basic plumbing and electrical skills. I mean, it's all there is to it. You're not gonna be able to tackle a job like this unless you can replace a toilet valve and a light switch in your kitchen. I mean, if you can't even do that, then this isn't something you should attempt, and this business probably isn't for you. You gotta have some basic skills as far as construction. You don't have to get real in depth. It helps, but plumbing, electrical, those are things that are gonna help you a lot as you move forward. So, especially with repairs, because something always goes wrong. It's just the way it is. So anyhow, so correct size, volute. Yes, you do need a large volute. It moves the amount of water you actually need. To not only to clear the surface of the water, but also to get the heat out of your sump side. One of the things that we noticed with the smaller pump was that it wasn't moving the heat from the heat exchangers out to the body of water. Now some guys will put their heat exchangers in the main tank, and that's a decision you guys, that's up to you. Personally, I don't like it because number one, you might hit it. Number two, it does cause the water around it. It heats up the oxygen and causes it to bubble. That, it is what it is. But most importantly for us was the simple fact that you get a lot of trash in your main body, and that trash will get wrapped around those heat exchangers, and those heat exchangers can get hot. They will cook that trash onto the surface. You have to remember, a heat exchanger disperses heat. So if it gets a piece of trash on it or a piece of tape wrapped around one of the coils and it can't disperse that heat, what happens is it creates a hot spot and you'll crack the heat exchanger. So I always like the heat exchangers on my sump side after a filter, so it'll catch that stuff before it gets wrapped around the heat exchanger. It's not to say that it doesn't happen, but there's a lot less likelihood that it will happen on this side of the tank than on that side of the filter. And lastly, I'm going to demonstrate real quick. So we're going to turn it on, and you can see how much more water this thing moves. That's pretty much borderline for me as far as what I like to see in a tank. That's right at, if it was any higher than this or disturbing the water anymore, I might throttle it back a little. But you can see that it's moving the water. It's clearing that tank. So it's moving your chemicals out, moving your film remnants out, mixing the heated water back into your main tank. I'll show you what we did. For us, I kind of, you can hear how quiet it is. I love these pumps. But we mounted it remotely this time. If we ever have to service it or a piece of tape gets caught up in a volute or something like that, this is a lot easier to break loose. We got hose clamps and flexible fittings. This is vinyl reinforced pipe. I've had vinyl reinforced pipe on this since 2006 when I bought it. So for people that say that it's not going to last or the chemicals attack it, they're full of crap. This is the only reason we've got new vinyl pipe on there is because we just redid the plumbing. We got a little bit more direct line, eliminated a couple of 90s. We got a nice smooth sweep. I put a backflow valve in here so the main body doesn't pull down as fast. This kind of halts the flow a little bit. But it's a nice clean install, easy to service. And then nice and quiet. Oops, as you can hear. So, love this thing. Anyhow, those are the reasons why we went to the Flowtech pumps, and we've always put them in on any tanks that we built or any recommendations to replace it. You don't have to put it in there. You can mount it remotely like we did. So that's it for this one. Hope you're having a good day dipping. Join us on the forum, k2forums.com. You can email me, k2forums@gmail.com. Activator Gun Supplies, k2shoponline.com. And a little Tecate for the haters real quick. I know it's tough out there for you guys right now, so I hope you're having a good day dipping. We'll talk to you later.